Work? All right, thank you. Okay, so I drove from Jupiter. It's like a 45-minute drive. I'd like to give you 3 warm-up jokes because I need to warm up my voice before I get going. You guys okay with that? Keep banging those around with the joke. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so these are 3 warm-up jokes. They're not my jokes, but they're my favorite 3 jokes. You ready? 1. What nationality am I? You guys know? Italian. How come Italians don't like Jehovah's Witnesses? Because we don't like any witnesses. That's joke number 1. Thank you. Thank you. See, I'm warming up. That's what I need to hear. I gotta connect, you know? All right, here's one of my favorite jokes. This is not my joke, but I cleaned it up a little bit. So a lady dies and she goes to heaven. She sees St. Pete at the gate. And St. Pete said, we only have one rule up here in heaven. You can't step on any ducks. If you step on even one duck, we're going to handcuff you to the ugliest man you've ever seen for eternity. And we have a lot of ugly men up here. So she was really nervous. She stood in one place for 3 months and never moved. St. Pete walks over to her after 3 months with the most gorgeous man she's ever seen. Brad Pitt, Denzel Washington. She goes, what did I do to deserve this? He said, you didn't do anything, but he stepped on a duck. Sorry, I just ruined that joke. Get it? Oh, you didn't expect that, right? I didn't expect that either. That's a good joke. Sorry. This is my favorite one, right? Guy dies, he goes to heaven, he sees St. Pete at the gate. And St. Pete says, you were an amazing husband. You didn't cheat on your wife not once. And because of that, you're going to have a Rolls Royce to drive around here in heaven for eternity. The guy says, yes. He said, but I have a question. What if I did cheat a couple of times? I didn't, but what if I did? He said, well, you'd be driving around in a Hyundai. I was like, oh. He goes, what if I cheated a lot? He said, then you'd be driving around in a golf cart. He was like, glad I didn't cheat. So the next day, St. Pete sees him in his Rolls Royce crying in his car. And St. Pete said, what's the matter? He said, I just saw my wife go by on a skateboard. Come on, it's a great joke. Now, I'd like to tell you something that I can't say outside these doors. If I put this on my Facebook page, I'll get arrested. So I want to say something to you guys that we can't say outside this room. Merry Christmas. When you say Merry Christmas outside the church, you're like, happy holidays. And like, you know what holiday it is? It's Christmas. And then some people get offended. Oh, I don't believe in Jesus. I say, you know, let me tell you all about it. And then 1 of 2 things happen. Either they leave or I convert them. Either one is good, in my opinion. And you know why they don't want the name Christmas? Because Christ is the name Christmas. That's why they don't want it. Soon they're not going to name their kids Christian anymore. They're going to call them Holiday. Come on, Holiday, come play games. Come on, Holiday, you're such a good kid. Everyone asks me, Mike, what are you doing to get ready for Christmas? Let me tell you what I do. This is what most men do. I sit and watch TV and I look at my Chase bank account. And my wife's out spending all the money. When the count is 0, I know it's Christmas Day. That's how I get ready for Christmas. So as you can imagine, I'm on social media a lot. And because I'm Italian, you know, I don't know if you know too much about that, we like to fight. Like, even if we're good friends, we like to push back and we like to argue a lot. So Facebook has become a ground that's very dangerous for Christians and Italians. But I found a way to win every single argument on Facebook or any social media. And I'm having an argument right now on my Facebook page. You guys let me know if I won this argument, okay? What I do is when I'm arguing with someone, I just quote the Bible verses. Are you a pastor? What's your name? Gerard. Let me know if you like this, Gerard. Are you on social media? Okay, so somebody posted like an extremely negative comment about one of our political leaders, someone that I voted for, and I'm Italian. I want to stick up for them, and it was a complete lie. You know what I said to him, Pastor? I said Psalms 34:13. Keep your tongue from evil and your lips from spreading deceit. You like that response, Pastor? That's not bad, right? So listen, this is what he says to me, Pastor. He says, why are you quoting Bible verses to me? So I said, Timothy 3:16. All scripture is God-breathed, is useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness. Am I winning so far? And it's hard. You had to see how fast I was Googling. Google. I don't know the verses like you do, Pastor. I got to Google. I'm Italian. I had to pay for all my grades, So the guy says to me, hey, Mike, I don't really care what the Bible says. Aren't I entitled to my own opinion? You know what I told him? Proverbs 18:2. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only expressing his own opinion. I just love the Bible. It's just so fitting for an Italian. And he said, stop hiding behind Bible verses. Answer me with 3 exclamation points. So at this point, I did. Proverbs 26:4. Do not answer a fool according to his folly, or you yourself will be just like him. So if you want to be friends with me on Facebook, just be prepared. This is what's going to be happening. And I said, and then he said to me, now what happens is obviously this is escalating, and it started escalating. He says, I'm a fool. Are you trying to start a fight with me? Proverbs 18:6. A fool's lips walk into a fight, and his mouth invites a beating. Do you know who, Pastor, you know who wrote Proverbs, right? You know who wrote Proverbs? Solomon. But I don't think he wrote this verse. I think a bunch of Italian guys had him in the trunk of a car in Staten Island. He goes, let me do the beating verse. I'm going to do the beating verse. And then he said something obscene to me, F.U. Parenti, with 5 exclamation points, because I just said he deserves a beating, so he's obviously getting mad now, so he cursed at me. So I said Colossians 3:8. Rid yourself of anger, rage, malice, slander, and filthy language from your lips. This is the last verse, and you let me know if I won or not. He said, I'm done with you, Mike. You can post Bible verses all day long. I'm still going to bash this guy every day on Facebook. So I said, Proverbs 26:11. As a dog returns to their vomit, so fools repeat their folly. I win. Italian, I like to win fights. That's what we do. You know the problem is, are you guys agree? Is social media driving people absolutely insane? Yes. Every time I ask that, and I know I'm just as bad as everyone here. So I'm not blaming anyone, Pastor, but it's very difficult not to look at the phone every 2 seconds. I'm so addicted to my phone that I fall asleep every night scrolling Facebook. But my phone is on vibrate. I don't have the sound on, and so I fall asleep with the phone in my chest like this every day. And every time somebody posts a picture, I'm like, oh, I like it, that's good, I like it too. My wife wakes up, I like it too. We've gone mad. I sleep with the phone in my bed. My wife sleeps with the phone in her bed. Guess where the remote control for the TV? Right in the middle. We have recently purchased a convertible bed that goes up and down. Anybody guys have one of those? Guess what? They have 2 remote controls, 1 for each side. There's 5 remote controls in the middle of my bed, 5 electronic devices. But the problem is, the TV's on all night. Every time I grab the remote to load the TV, I grab the wrong remote, and I move my wife's bed up there, and I go, I'm going to heaven. Electronics is driving people insane. People are, you know how you can tell if someone's addicted, Pastor, or anyone? Steal their phone while they're not looking for about 10 minutes. Have you ever seen someone's reaction when they find out they lose their phone? It looks like they're having an epileptic fit. Call me. Relax. It's just a phone. Are you addicted to your phone, Pastor? How about you, hon? Are you? You say you are, right? I am too. It's okay. Most people are. Let me ask you a question. If you lost your phone, how quick before you Verizon getting another phone? Is that a dog or a baby? What's happening right there? How quick before we were at Verizon getting another phone? The same day? Maybe within the hour? What if the pastor was missing for an hour? Would you even look for him? What about 2 days or 3 days? He's probably preaching in California somewhere. They'll show up eventually. I'm not worried about it. It's going to happen. I don't care. Me too. We're all addicted. The craziest thing about technology, too, is everyone in the United States has a phone, but you can't get anyone on the phone. You can't get anyone ever on the phone. You call people, they text you back. They're like, what do you want? I'm like, I want to talk. Like, what do you want to talk about? I'm like, I don't know why you could take a 13-page text message, but you can't answer my phone call. I got 3 boys. I can't get a return phone call from any of my boys, but Pastor, do you have children? This is how you get a call back from your kids. When I call them and they text me and say, hey, what do you want? This is the message I send. I'm updating my will. Oh, Dad, are you okay? Oh, I miss you, Dad. This is your #1 son, Dad. Oh, that's how you get a return message. It's so strange. You like Westerns, Pastor? I love Westerns, because in the old days, if you said something inappropriate or wrong to a guy, boom, dead. No arguments, no debates, dead. Now if you say something wrong to someone, they're like, huh, that's it, I'm putting it on Facebook. Oh, then I'm going to tweet about it, then I'm going to do a TikTok video. You guys are in big trouble. What is going on? The world has gone nuts. The best text messages I get are from my son, Andrew, who performed here last year with me. When my wife's not in a good mood and I'm out performing, he wants to let me know, he sends me a text message, MOW. You guys know what that means? No. Mom on Warpath. MOW. Sometimes he just sends me a picture of an Indian on a horse with a spear like this. Just to let me know to watch out. My wife's not in a good mood. But sometimes he forgets to text me. So when I come home, he has to give me the signal that my wife's in a bad mood. He's like, Dad. So I know to avoid my wife. And listen, he's 20. I pay a lot of money for his phone, so I monitor his phones. And I see his phone the other day. He has a girlfriend, and I see all these inappropriate messages on his phone. If he was for his girlfriend, if he was married, it would have been fine, but he wasn't. So I was furious. When he went to sleep, I grabbed his phone, I got the message, I ran to my wife, I'm like, honey, look at this. Why can't you send me messages like that? Come on, photos and everything, you gotta pick it up, come on. Yeah, you laughed at that, huh? I don't know why you get a laugh from you two. I don't know that one, that's a little crazy. She didn't think that's funny, though, because I'm a comedian. That's what I do. My first reaction is to make a joke about things. That's what I do. She goes, it's not funny. What are we going to do? It's a problem. I said, well, we have her number. Maybe we could call her and she could teach you how to text. Maybe that could be a solution to this texting issue. So, world has changed. My wife, what's today? Saturday? Last night, she went to a gender reveal party. But since there's no more genders, nothing was revealed. Just love that joke so much, you have no idea. My generation is the dumbest generation ever. We thought there were 2 genders. Little did I know, there's a lot more. I recently learned there's something called gender fluid. Have you ever heard of this, Pastor? That means you could be a woman one day, a man the next. When I first heard the expression, I was like, I thought it was for the car, like the transmission fluid. You know? Wiper fluid, steering wheel fluid. But I'm glad my wife's not gender fluid, you know? Like, honey, can we have some quiet time? No, I'm a man today. Oh, sorry. You want to go to Home Depot? Maybe we could do that for a change. Oh, you guys are a lively audience. Hey, laughter is the best medicine? You're wrong. Morphine is the best medicine. Laughter is second, you know what I mean? I had kidney stones once. I didn't want to hear a joke. I wanted some morphine. That's all I wanted right there. Electronics is driving my mother crazy too. You know, my mom's 91. She's in great health. She lives right behind me. So she comes over the other day. I'm like, Mom, what'd you do today? She lives right next to me. She goes, well, I was looking at old pictures of my friends. I'm like, where, on Facebook? She goes, no, in the obituaries. Apparently, there's photos now in the obituary section, and that's what she does. The electronics is driving her crazy. My mom gets confused with all the messaging services. The other day she didn't feel good, so I texted her, how is your stomach feeling? She answered on Facebook. I have explosive diarrhea. Delete, 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 delete. Because she gets them mixed up. You know, on your phone, it's all the same kind of messaging services. Oh, is it ever going to get cold here in Florida? I am sweating like Paris Hilton playing Scrabble. This is just crazy. My mom is so messed up with the electronics. You guys have one, I have a, okay. I'm driving a Nissan Rogue right now, and it has all these electronic devices, and every time I turn a lane, my car beeps. Every time I leave the lane, the car beeps, it knows you're leaving the lane. And my mom's in the car, it's like, hello, 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 hello. My mom, we're just changing lanes. Electronics is driving her crazy. She doesn't live in a retirement community, so always saying, go out, talk to people. I said, can't you invite your friend Jim over? He's an older guy who lives right next door to us. She never wants to. And I'm like, she goes, well, what if he tries something? I'm like, Mom, what's he going to try? To play Scrabble and steal an S? What do you think he's going to do? He's going to steal all your fake plants? I mean, my mom could take him in a fight. If you blow on him, he's frail. If you blow on him, he goes right down. My mom could take him in. I mean, this guy makes Joe Biden look like an Olympic athlete. You know what I mean? There should be no problem taking this guy. This should be easy. But, hey, you guys know any Italian ladies? Older Italian ladies? When older ladies get, old Italian ladies, when they get older, you ever see them get a little littler? Get a little littler? And they get really sweet? Yeah, that's not my mom. My mom's turned into Maria Barone from Everybody Loves Raymond. You ever watch that show? It sounds like she's giving you a compliment, but it's really an insult. This is what she said to my wife this year. 3 items she said to my wife. She goes, oh, Diane, your hair looks so good. Did you just wake up? Diane, you look terrific. You put some weight on? Oh, Diane, that's such a cute outfit. You look like a call girl. Could you imagine that? Would Maria Barone say that? So obviously I'm the Italian in the room. Is there any other towns except me? Oh, we got a couple of Italians in the room. What's your name? You look like Stanley from the Marvel movies.
Nick.
Nick?
Yeah.
You're on the cover with your sunglasses, Nick?
Yeah.
All right. Nice meeting you, Nick. No, Italian guys never give the last name. Nick's good enough for you. So, I had an incident when I drove up here. I tend to have incidents, right? So I drive up in the parking lot. Right now I'm driving a red Nissan SUV Rogue. You got it? Guy pulls up right next to me with his window open. It's an SUV, it's red. I look out the window and I'm like, hey, is that a Nissan Rogue? It was a Porsche. Oh my God. If you own a Porsche, the last thing that you want to hear is, hey, is that a Nissan Rogue? The last thing you want to hear if you own a Porsche. So obviously, he got all huffy, and he's like, huh, you obviously don't know anything about cars. I said, that's true, but I do know one thing. You just spent $100,000 for a car that looks like a Nissan Rogue. Have a nice day. I drive around a lot, doing comedy. I drive around all the time. So I'm driving around last night. I get pulled over for the first time in 20 years. It's 12 at night. I was at a restaurant. Cop says, excuse me, where are you going? I said, well, I'm going to listen to a lecture. He says, who gives a lecture at 12 at night? I said, my wife. You want to come? My name is Michael Parenti. I think that's my time. I got the light. Thank you for your attention. God bless you, and Merry Christmas.